Guys, welcome back to Root and Rise. I thought I would do my first longer form video. So here's our property. We've got a lot of flowers, sunflowers planted, but this is where we're trying to grow the majority of our own food this summer. So we've done some corn out here in different stages. This first stage down here we planted, and then we waited a couple weeks to plant this so it all wouldn't come up at the same time, and we could kind of have some different harvest batches. It would give us time to harvest things at different times so that we could manage everything. But our corn is just starting to perk up and look good. Pretty happy with the way everything's looking so far. Inside the garden over here we have chickens as well, and so we fenced this garden to try and keep the chickens out of it. We use the fence itself to hold up the green beans and to hold up the peas. But let me give you guys a little tour. So inside here we've got bush peas, trellising peas. These, I don't remember what these are. I think these are, oh, these are zucchini. Got my first zucchini down here. Pretty cool. And then we've got a wild assortment of tomatoes. So I think there's 60 tomato plants, 18 different varieties. Some are for canning, some are for sauce, some are for eating and making sandwiches. Lots of different tomatoes out here. Let me give you the rundown if I can. There's some Missouri Love Apples, which haven't started to flower yet. We've got some Abe Lincolns, some Queen of the Nights. I think the Queen of the Nights are starting to produce. Let me come over here and give her a quick peek. Maybe the Queen of the Nights haven't started quite yet. We've got some the cherry variety right here. We just had our first Berkeley tie-dye yesterday. Okay, so I think the oh, those are going to be black cherry tomatoes. We've got some Woods Bremers, some famous Woods Bremers. Those haven't started to produce yet either. But I've got some Bread and Salts. Wonderful variety if you like just sliced tomatoes. They've got a really big fruit on them, and they are a wonderful tomato. We've got some Cherokee Purples. That's pretty popular here in Oklahoma. And we of course got some beef steaks going on. Another very popular slicing tomato. Got some Romas over here starting to put on, and some more famous Woods Bremers. There's, let's see, what else do we have down in here? There's some Woolly Kates. They really struggle here in Oklahoma. The bugs here in Oklahoma really like that variety. Got several beef steaks, several Cherokee Purples, got some German Pinks, we got some Pink Fangs, some Burmese Sours. And then over here, we've got Alice's Dream, some more Black Beauties, Berkeley Tie-Dyes, the Missouri Pink Love Apple, more Alice's Dream, and more German Pinks. And then over here is where we have our melons, and we got watermelons, cantaloupes, Texas golden watermelons, orange flesh honeydews. These look like they're going to be very tasty. Let me show you some of these girls. They look like they're going to be delicious. This one was crazy. You see this little wound on it. It was actually, when it was smaller, it was stuck between the wood right here and the T-post, and it was growing in there. And we had to pull back on the post and pull this sucker out, but it's filled in and you can't hardly tell anymore. You see some of the other melons we've gotten here. I'm pretty certain there's a watermelon right here. And if I remember correctly, back in here a little bit further. Oh yeah, I think that's a cantaloupe. I think that's a honeydew, if I remember correctly. These are growing a little oddly. These are almost growing like cucumbers. A lot of these things we've never grown before, but we just used cattle panel and kind of bent it between the beds to give us something to trellis everything on, and this has worked out really well for us. On some of these in the middle section of the beds, we put a T-post at each end and just used string. I think this is like a classic Florida approach to trellising, but that's worked out really well for us. And everything's doing pretty good. I think we've got a little bit of herbicide drift damage going on to some of our plants. We don't spray any herbicides, but our neighbor has some storage units over here and they spray some herbicides around their building, and I think we might have had a little drift. Some of my pepper plants are looking like they've gotten a little beaten up, and we don't really see any bugs on them, so I think it's just unfortunately part of growing around neighbors. But our peppers are starting, and our banana peppers are doing pretty good, almost as big as my hand. Some of these down here are really exciting. Let me get down to them. So this is a lunchbox orange pepper. Look like they're gonna have real nice size to them. And then look at these suckers, habanero oranges. And look how big these habaneros are. For as little as this plant is, I mean, this plant is so tiny, but the peppers it's producing is absolutely massive. And then of course we got some bell peppers coming in over here. So even though our plants got a little boogered, everything that's fruiting is looking really good, so we're really happy about that. Really excited to get to the point in time where we get to start eating a lot of this stuff, but that is not too far away. I think that's just around the corner. So we've got some herbs over here. We've got some lettuce planted over here. We've got strawberries over here. And then I believe this is okra coming in right here. And this is some pink-eyed, purple-hulled beans. And then we're gonna have these monster carrots. They're not monsters yet, but they are starting, so should be a fun time here in about 30 more days. This is definitely a project bed. This is gonna be asparagus, and asparagus takes several years to get going. But we have started that project as well. And then another thing we were really excited to add to the garden this year, stuck in here, is over here. So we got our first blackberry bush going. And we got our first blackberries. We've eaten a few of them, and they're quite delicious. I'm hoping we have a lot more of these in the future. And I think there's a couple other things over here that I haven't mentioned before I go back up to the house. But we've got, if I remember correctly, cucumbers going out here, and we're going to use the fence as a trellis. And then we've got pumpkins. Started right here. Hopefully they'll grow up this trellis. I put it for my wife as a garden entrance. And then last but not least, here, let me show you guys the chickens real quick. Never really done this before, guys, so bear with me while I get my bearings. I hope you enjoy the video. But this is all our chickens. They want me to let them out. That's what they want. Oh, and then we had an egg. Baby blue egg out here. Hi, guys. This is our chicken coop. It was just a shed, but I kind of converted it for my wife last summer. And I'll give you a quick tour of this. So we had a new roof put on it so it doesn't leak. And then this is where our chickens lay all their eggs. Very last stop, so we converted some laundry baskets into growing potatoes. They're almost ready for harvest, like a week away probably. This bed had monster radishes in it, and I should have made more videos about this, but we kind of ate them before we really started this YouTube channel. And this bathtub we converted into a carrot bed. And these are supposed to be monster carrots. So we will see over the next month or so how these carrots turn out. But we're quite excited for these as well. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for my first video. Stay tuned to Root and Rise for more.